Hey guys, it is currently 5:01 p.m. on October 16th, and I think that needs to tell you all you need to know about what time I woke up. Um, I'm still having issues waking up to my alarm. I've been exhausted for the first half of this month, and I'm finally awake when I'm awake. I no longer feel like I'm about ready to just lean over and fall asleep. Which is a plus, but when I was exhausted, I was waking up between 4:30, 5 o'clock, sometimes closer to 6, depending on what time I went to bed or managed to fall asleep. And because that was 15 days in a row of waking up at 4:30, 5, 6, I'm having a hard time waking up to my 2:30 alarm. So it eats into a lot of my writing time, and it eats into the schedule that I normally follow. Which sucks a little bit, but at the same time, waking up at 5, or this time about 4:45, isn't making me entirely miserable like it normally would, which I suppose is something. I still have a headache when I wake up. I've got one right here, right now, and it makes noises echo around me a little bit, and when I wake up at 5 or close to it, I normally don't start writing until close to 7. So it makes it almost impossible to meet my word goal unless I write like the first 4,000 words before I go to sleep. But you know, working on it. I think I'm going to have to adjust the way that I'm trying to do it and go back to like waking up at 4:30 for a couple days and then slowly regress back from there. But we'll see what happens. I haven't decided if I want to go back to the 2:30 schedule or what, but I guess we'll see. But the only thing I have worked on today has been the dealer. I worked on that before I went to sleep all morning because I was writing all morning. I just wasn't filming updates because the only thing I was working on was the dealer, and I watched Netflix up until the point I went to sleep. So but so far, I've written 1,808 words, which isn't much, admittedly, but it's something, I guess. I'm going to work on the dealer either until I finish it or until about 10 p.m., whichever happens first. Probably 10 p.m. will happen first. And then after that, I'll rotate through all of my books for 6 minutes, except for editing. That one will take longer. And then if I hit the dealer again before midnight, great. If I don't, whatever. But for now, I have some chores to do, which is also the great thing about waking up right at 5. I have to do other stuff before I start writing, and then by that time my mom's home, and then I do bird chores, and then I talk to my mom for like an hour. So... But, cat needs food and water, the big dog needs water, and I need to go get water over at my grandparents', because since I've been waking up late, I haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna do my best to get through the other chores pretty quick, so that way I can go over there before my mom gets home, and then I should be back over here, I don't know, let's say I'll be back over here by 5:30, but who knows. And then if my mom's not home, I'll get a little bit of writing done. If she is, I'll start writing close to 7, which is also when my TV shows start on Wednesday, which start from 7 and I believe run until 9. So, I'm going to do my best to write during the commercial breaks primarily, and half-ass type during the show, which is what I normally do. But recently I've taken to not writing at all, which isn't great. but yeah, I have goals to meet and things to do. I don't remember if I have my word goal for the day on here, so let me see if I calculated it earlier. 13,114 words is the amount of words that I'm behind, not counting the stuff that I've written today. I haven't put that onto my calculator yet. But divided by half, that is 6,557 words to write today, and that's just not going to happen, tragically. There's enough hours in the day for it, but there's not enough hours for me to accomplish it at the rate that I've been writing today. Because I was pausing the show I was watching every like 12 minutes and writing for 6 minutes, and it was just slow. It's not that the characters aren't talking today, because they are. It's more that I'm cold and sore and it's just not working. But doing what I can. The dealer is, it's coming along. Progress is being made. I mean, they know who did it. They know who pulled the trigger. And they sent cops out to pick him up for questioning while they confirm the DNA test for arrest. But it's just taking a bit. But I will see you guys with an update at some point tonight. Most likely closer to 10, since I don't imagine that I'm going to finish this before then. But if I do, great. Sometimes Bo blows my mind, so we'll see. But I'm going to go start with chores, and I will see you guys later. Alrighty, it is 10:08 p.m., and as you can see, it has been a slow day. I've been doing my best here, but between being cold and just not accomplishing anything, it's been slow. I did edit another nano prep video, so if nothing else, that's something, but nowhere near the something that I would prefer it to be. But I'm going to go ahead and try to work my way through Initiate the Boys, JTS, Ekbal, all of those, and hopefully cycle back around to the dealer before midnight, but it depends on how long it takes the documents to load. I'm going to spend a maximum of 6 minutes on each one, not counting loading time, and we'll go from there. But I will see you guys probably for updates every single time that I finish working on one. Hey guys, it is currently 5 p.m. on October 17th, and we need to finally talk about any writing that I accomplished this morning, which wasn't a ton, but it was something. You can feel free to ignore this. I'm just trying to heat up my shoulder. It's been almost frozen most of the morning and into the evening. But for starters, I guess I'll get into word count stuff for the day. The goal, like overall goal, was 14,932 words. That's how many words I am behind. If I were actually doing my job over here, I would reach 7,466 words today, because that would be the midway point. But unless I only work on Untitled Mysteries today, that's not going to happen. But I think I might pour a lot of time into Untitled Mysteries, I'm not sure. But total, I've written 2,110 words today, which did break the 80,000 milestone on the overall count for the month, which is something, but I'm still behind. This month has been kicking my ass, to say the least. But I started with the dealer this morning, and that was 1,286 words. I'm approaching 50,000 on that one. And then Initiate the Boys, I wrote 154, Beating of Ekbal, nope, sorry, JTS, skipped one, 160, now the Beating of Ekbal, 234, and then Books and Badges was 276. So the next thing that I'm supposed to work on is Untitled Mysteries, and at the very least, I should write 1,458 words in that to hit 50,000 by the end of the month. So I'm going to aim for that, because at least that way I can hit, for certain, one other goal this month. So I'm going to work on that one for a while, and I think I might cycle through all of my books and come back to Untitled Mysteries. I'm not sure. We'll see how things go. I think I have two TV shows on tonight. One is on at 7, and the other is on at 9. So in between TV stuff, I have an hour of absolute free time where I can write, and if I sit down and actually accomplish stuff, I can get a lot done. It just depends on how cold I am and how much I can stay seated, and how long I can stay seated for, and how long I can type based on my knuckles. So we'll see how things go. And I will give you guys an update when I have one to give. But for now, I'm going to work on Untitled Mysteries until Mom gets home, and then do bird chores, and then whenever I can, get back to Untitled Mysteries. So I will see you guys at some point with an update. Alrighty, it is 6:13 p.m. and we just temporarily lost power. Just a flash, but enough to, you know, disconnect the internet and shut off the computer, which is what I was typing on. So I don't know how many words I just lost in Untitled Mysteries, but that's what I've been working on. So I'm going to sign back in and go from there. I am editing a Preptober video as well, and then I think once that exports I might type on my tablet so that way if the power goes out again, it doesn't shut off my progress, I don't lose any words, anything like that, because I've been typing consistently without a break for at least the last 6 or 7 minutes, which means that generally it doesn't autosave while I'm typing, which probably means that I lost everything I just typed, but we will see, and I will give you guys an update closer to 7. Alrighty, it is 10:58 p.m. and I just finished working on Ekbal and Books and Badges, because I think the last thing I updated you on was GTS. So Ekbal, I wrote an extra 308 words, and Books and Badges, I wrote an extra 122. So I'm going to exit out of stuff in here, I'm going to move my stuff out into the living room, and then I'm going to work on Untitled Mysteries for the rest of the night, and then tomorrow morning I will start with, tomorrow morning meaning after midnight, I will start with editing a chapter of the kidnapping of Eve Lincoln, and then we'll go from there. But at the moment, writing total, I've written 5,424 words today, which isn't where I need to be, but it's still something, so that's great. So hopefully I'll get some more stuff accomplished on Untitled Mysteries before midnight. If we're really lucky, I'll get another 1,000 words in, but I don't know. Depends on how cold I am out there and so on and so forth, but regardless, I will see you guys shortly before midnight with one last update, or shortly thereafter. Hey guys, it is currently 4:02 in the morning on Friday, October 18th, and so far I haven't done a ton of writing. I had to edit a Days Gone video for today's upload, which I'll start uploading when I get on the desktop, and then outside of that, I fell asleep while it was exporting, and I just woke up about 20 minutes ago. I don't know, I woke up when I took my thyroid med, but although I'm not quite as tired as I was the beginning half of this month, I still do struggle just a little bit with staying awake during these hours. I can do it if I stand up and move around enough and do enough to keep my brain like super active, but I figured that since I was tired there was no real point in just staying awake and staring at the TV, because I normally keep my brain active by also switching back and forth between writing and gaming, and I edit on the PlayStation when it comes to gaming videos, so I couldn't game. So I just took a nap instead. But the only things I've worked on so far have been editing. I edited another chapter in The Kidnapping of Eve Lincoln, and that was 1,312 words. And then I worked on the Untitled Killer in Training Book 2, and I hit 10,000 words on that, and the written total for it was 402 words today, which is great. That's more than I've accomplished on that in one sitting in a bit. And that happened like 2 hours ago. That was before I edited the Days Gone video. Beatings from a Butcher is the only other thing I've worked on. Super slow, but 82 words. It's not much, but I did pass 13,000 words, which is something. It's slowly approaching novella length, which is good. I just don't know if it's going to be a novella or a novel, which also makes it hard to dictate if I'm going to be able to complete it this month. If things go well, I will complete it this month in preparation for Nano, but it depends on if it ends up being a novella or a novel. So we'll see. But the next thing I'm going to work on is Voice of the Wild Places Z, which I don't know why it does this now, but I can't remember if I told you that it does this, but on my tablet, on the Google Docs screen where you can like see all of your documents, Voice of the Wild Places Z should show up before Pittman's Legend on my Google Docs, because I always open them in order, and the only time they're out of order is if I open another book to like check a fact or something like that. But now on my tablet it doesn't appear on my screen at all. Like, it looks like I deleted it, so I have to use the search function every single time that I want to work on Voice of the Wild Places Z, and when I type in voice of, it shows up no problem, but I can only access it on my tablet through the search function. And it's not that way on the desktop or my phone, or the app on my phone. It's only on the app on my tablet. It's not a huge deal, but it's so weird. The first time that I noticed it, I almost had a panic attack because I thought that I had accidentally deleted it and hadn't noticed it. But it's still there. It's just not showing up on the main screen for some reason. But that is the next book I'm going to work on. We're currently over 26,000 words in that one, which is awesome. So I'm going to up the ante here and aim for 28,000 by the end of the month. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to work on that in between watching YouTube and Netflix and all of that. I don't know how progress will be. I'm pretty cold. I was cold the whole time I was asleep, but I was covered in a blanket, but I was still cold the whole time. So I'm going to do my best to stay warm, do my best to accomplish some stuff, and go from there. But I will see you guys with an update at some point. Alrighty, it is 9:40 in the morning and I'm just getting ready to go to bed. Already brushed my teeth, washed my face, all that fun jazz, so it's pretty much just this. Putting some lotion on my dry ass hands in hopes of helping them a little bit, and then going to sleep. But I have worked on Z, Pittman's Legend, and The Dealer since I last saw you. Z was 572 words. Pittman's Legend was 1,224, which also makes that one cross over 10,000 words altogether, which is awesome. And then The Dealer so far has been 1,238 words, which brings this one over 50,000. They're talking to the shooter, and we're going from there, but I am going to go to sleep here in a few, hopefully, anyway. I'm setting my alarm for 2:30. I'm going to see how I feel at that time, decide if I'm staying awake based on how I feel, and we'll go from there. Generally, even though now I don't feel exhausted when I wake up at, like 4:30, give or take, I still have a massive headache when I wake up at that time, and I think that if I'm able to wake up at 2:30 like I used to, I won't have that headache. I generally only get a headache that echoes in my head when I sleep in later than 2:30, so we'll see. But I'm setting my alarms for 2:30, seeing how I feel, going from there. And I think I'm planning on working on The Dealer for at least like the first 2 hours maybe after I wake up. I don't know. But either way, it's a Friday. I don't have any TV shows that I watch on Fridays. as far as I know. So at most, might watch a movie after Mom gets home, but otherwise I have all night to write and edit and potentially draw, do more YouTube stuff, edit more videos, go from there. Which actually reminded me that I need to plug in my flash drive and get the Days Gone video starting to upload before I go to sleep. But normally that is uploaded by the time I wake up, so we'll see what happens. But I am just going to get that started, uploading to YouTube, and then I'm going to go put lotion on my hands and go to sleep, hopefully. I'm going to, at the very least, lay down, and we'll see what happens. But, again, I think I'm going to continue working on the dealer once I wake up. Hopefully make some more progress. Hopefully things continue to go well there. But overall, we'll just see what happens when I wake up, see what happens with the book and how fast or slow things are and what time I wake up and all of that. But whatever happens, whenever I get back to writing, how things go with the dealer, whatever, I will update you guys at some point in the afternoon to evening, depending on what time I actually wake up without feeling like absolute garbage. Alrighty, it is 3:47 p.m. and I've been awake for like 2 minutes. All of my alarms went off this afternoon, but my big dog did wake me up at 2 p.m. to go outside because she's an asshole. If she had waited, I would have been up half an hour later, but she's an asshole. Even when I don't stay awake at 2:30, I still wake up at 2:30 to let the dogs out, so it's a routine, she knows that, but she's Roxy, so, you know. So, when she woke me up, I was exhausted, so I just set my alarms back an hour, and I don't feel miserable right now. I don't have a headache, nothing's echoing in my head. I feel pretty good, which is great. So, I'm going to walk around for a little bit, stretch out my legs, because my knees are stiff as hell, go from there, and then I'm going to work on the dealer, and make progress from there. I'm going to add the description and the tags and whatnot for the Days Gone video here, make that public, and then later on tonight I'll make another nano prep video public, and I'll probably edit more videos at some point too. But for now, I'm going to walk around for a little bit, stretch out my legs, and go from there.